In number 15, we're told Chang bought some 25-cent stamps and some 15-cent stamps and paid a total of $5. How many 25-cent stamps did he buy? So I defined a couple of variables. I defined X to be the number of 25-cent stamps and Y to be the number of 15-cent stamps. So because the value of each 25-cent stamp is 25 cents, if we multiply how many stamps we bought, which is X of them, by the value of each 25-cent stamps, so that's X times 25, plus how many 15-cent stamps we bought, that's Y stamps, times the value of each, that's 15 cents or 0.5. When we add them all up, it should add up to $5. But we need another set of information. We need to be told, for example, that he bought a total of 20 stamps or something like that, so we would know what X plus Y is equal to as well in order to solve this problem. So because we have two variables, two missing things, and we need two equations to solve it. So we don't have enough information to solve this problem. So that's D. In number 16, we have to find the missing factor. So in other words, we want to know negative 12 times what will give us 84. Okay. So we can either divide 84 by negative 12, or you just might know right off the top of your head that that's 7, but it's negative 7 because negative times negative is positive. And then we need to know x squared divided by x. In other words, x times what will give us x squared. That's x. You can reduce like this. We need to know y to the 8th divided by y, or y times what will give us y to the 8th. Remember here you subtract the exponents. So that's y to the 7th. And z times what will give us z? Well, that's just 1. So, but we don't need to write 1. Okay, so that's our missing factor, negative 7x y to the 7th. Number 17, it says express this as a polynomial. They're just asking us to multiply, which is FOIL in this case. So we multiply 2m by 2m, that's 4m squared, and 2m by 3n squared, 2 times 3 is 6, and then mn squared. Now negative 3n squared times 2m, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, mn squared, we usually write it in alphabetical order. And then negative 3n squared times 3n squared, that's negative 9n to the 4th. You add the exponents when you multiply. Okay, now we are going to combine like terms. Let's see, do we have any like terms? These two, they cancel each other out. So we're left with 4m squared minus 9n to the 4th. What we could have noticed from the very beginning is that we're multiplying something similar to a minus b times a plus b, and that always multiplies to give us a squared minus b squared. That's a difference of 2 squares. Okay, so that's something that we might want to memorize. It's very useful as we get further along in algebra. So you could have skipped this part where with the 6mn squared minus 6mn squared. Okay, moving on to number 18. Factor completely. Whenever we are factoring, we always look for a GCF. We look to see if all these terms have anything in common. They all have a factor of 2 in common, and they all have a t in common. Now we divide. That's the opposite of distribution, okay, because distribution is multiplication. So we say 2 times what will give us 18, or we divide 18 by 2. That's 9. And then we do t cubed divided by t. I can do that for you on the side here. You subtract the exponents, so that's t squared. So we put that there. Now 12 divided by 2 is 6. T squared divided by t is t. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and t divided by t is 1. Don't forget to put this plus 1. That you have to put. Okay, now we're going to factor. You might notice that this is a perfect square trinomial. If you don't notice, we can just go ahead and factor it the way we normally factor quadratic trinomials. So we do 9 times 1, that's 9. And then we are interested in two numbers that multiply to give us 9 and add to give us -6. Those two numbers are -3 and -3. So we're going to factor by grouping. We're going to put the 2t there, and now we put 9t squared, and in replace of -6t, we're going to put -3t minus 3t. That we got from these two, from that analysis, and then plus 1. So now we group these two together. Just put the 2t down there. Don't worry about that. We just carry that down. The 9t squared and minus 3t, they both have a 3t in common. We're factoring out what their GCF. So we're left with 3t minus 1. Now these two, they just have a -1 in common. We want to factor that out because we want to be left with 3t minus 1. Again, we want these two to be the same. Now that they are the same, we can factor it out. So we're left with 3t minus 1 times 3t minus 1. We can also write it as 2t times 3t minus 1 quantity squared.